Hello again YouTube, Mad Dog here. Welcome back to my channel. So on this video we're going to be taking a look around a very common plant. It is classified as a weed over here in the UK, but it is actually a herb. It's a very medicinal plant and it has been used for thousands of centuries, basically right back to early Greek times in medicine. It's a good wild edible to know. It's very common and easily identifiable. So stay with me and we'll have a look around that little fella, and that is the plantain. Stay tuned. Welcome back. Okay, so the plantain plant comes in two basic species, and that is the plantain major, which I have over here in my backyard and up in our woods, and there is a thinner leafed version which is the plantain, or the English plantain, the minor. So the actual leaves and the ident for plantain is very simple. It's very dogwood-like in its structure. You can see the veins in the leaves run vertical, not out like most leaves do. So it's a very easy identifiable green. Now the plantain, you guys and lasses probably know all this anyway, but there are some things that are lesser known about the plantain genre. So if you guys and lasses suffer from any allergies such as hay fever, then making a balm or a good strong tea out of plantain helps alleviate those symptoms, because it is a natural antihistamine. It's also a very good antibiotic and has been used for thousands of years as an antiseptic or a drawing agent. So if you've had a bite, a sting or an abrasion that you want to basically keep clean, stop it from getting infections, you would make a balm or a poultice, just chew one of these leaves up, or a good number of leaves, and apply it to said wound, creating basically a what would be the equivalent of germaline in the modern day medicine world. So it's very good as an antiseptic. It's also good for people that have problems of the gut, the digestive system, ulcers, things of that nature. And it is also being researched at the moment for joint problems, so people that suffer with arthritis or even gout and things of that nature. The plantain is a very multi-use medicinal plant, and it's common, you know, it's classified as a weed. And over in the UK it's quite persecuted because it is rampant wherever you have a bit of unused ground like this. But it is a very, very versatile little green. You can eat the whole thing raw, but it is quite astringent and quite bitter. Obviously young leaves are a lot more palatable than the older, more woody leaves, because plantain also is quite high in tannins. So it's great for mixing with hawthorn berries when you want to make fruit leather, etc. That type of thing. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to have a bit of a brew up using my homemade collapsible stove there, and have me some plantain tea. Just demonstrate it actually being used as such. Quite a nice little pick-me-up tonic. This is one of the seed pods off the greater plantain. Quite distinctive. The only thing I would say is, early in the spring, don't make the mistake of getting the new shoots of plantain confused with the lords and ladies, especially in the woods, because that is a very toxic plant. So do your research, make sure your ID is on point before you consume any wild edible. So double check, measure twice, cut once and all that. It's well worth taking your time to do that. So yeah, it's a fabulous plant. I believe originally in North America it was known as the white man's footprint, because it originates from Europe, and as the settlers and the pioneers settled into Northern America, the Native Americans started to notice this stuff springing up everywhere, because the seeds are so small and fine that they obviously they became entrapped on the travellers' footwear, clothing, wagons, etc. and kit, and wherever they went, plantain grew. So but the actual native Indians were one of the first people that also cottoned on and realised the properties, the medicinal properties of plantain. So it's not really a detrimental invasive species, as it were. So the seeds, if you take them off the pod, they come off very easily. If you steep them, they will open up into like a husky kernel, and they are good for adding fibre into your diet. They're good for people that are suffering with IBS and those type of symptoms, and they're quite easily gathered. So you pull a stalk off and you basically run your forefinger and your thumb up the stalk the wrong way, and you gather quite a lot quite quickly. So that's another little tip worth remembering about the plantain. Anyway, I'm going to crack on now, get me a brew on the go. Okay, let's see what we've got. So the plantain is steeped for a good 5 to 10 minutes in here now. I brought it to a gentle rolling boil and then let the coals burn right down to a, like a grey ash, and that way it just maintains a nice simmer. So it's looking good. There's some green colouring to the water, which is good. Let's tap a bit of this off now. Pan it down here a little ways. Alrighty, let's see what happens here. Not too worried if any of the leaves go in there because they're edible, and they are actually less bitter now it's been boiled through. Takes a lot of the tannins out, or softens the tannin, should I say. And I did also forget to mention, I believe, that because plantain is a good antihistamine, as we all know as kids, we used to use dock leaves to help alleviate nettle stings or insect bites, mozzie bites, that type of thing. Try it with plantain. It's high in vitamin B1s and different K vitamins, things like that, which all help alleviate irritation and pain to a degree. So next time you get stung badly with, you know, stinging nettles or insect bites, grab yourself some plantain, give it a chew up, and apply that. Rub it over the area liberally, and you'll see how quickly and efficiently and effective plantain reduces the inflammation and the pain. So anyway, there's the tea. Let's give this a try. That's actually quite pleasant. It tastes like cucumber tea, for a phrase. Not bad at all. Alrighty, so that's a quick look round the plantain. I like to call it a herb. You know, most people class it as a weed. It isn't, it's a herb, you know, it's a useful medicinal plant. It makes a great tea, a great antiseptic, a great balm. You can make tinctures out of it. Very versatile little plant to know and learn. But there is another common drink that's very refreshing and very subtle around here where I live. Just looking for it, an example of it now, and this is just to finish on a light note, a less serious note really. And oh, we have spotted some, excuse me. And this also makes a good antibacterial and a nice painkiller, and yeah, it comes from Scotland. Have a great weekend, what's left of it, people. Take care, until next time. Mad Dog signing off. Yeah.